Okay, we're back. So, this game is the final Unplayed E, which is exciting. We're making progress. It is entitled Exapunks. This game was part of a bundle that I'm going to find in a second. It was part of the Level Up and Learn programming games bundle that I acquired September 9th, 2022. I have never played it, obviously. The year is 1997. You used to be a hacker, but now you have the phage. You made a deal. 1 hack, 1 dose. There's nothing left to lose, except your life. So, we'll have to see here. Welcome back. Thanks, Devils. Trying to get it to show up here on... There it goes. Hooray! Click to continue. Sawayama Z7 Turbulence. Heck, Constellation 2. Options, controls, exit game. I could make it windowed if I want to. I already have it set up for full screen though, so I guess it's alright. You did buy Evan's Remains on Switch. Well, I hope you enjoy playing it. Seems pretty good so far. Alright, so it seems like we've got WASD general controls. You have connected to Exapunks. Meeting with Nivas. Find a source for bootleg medication. Play cutscene. Someone's at the door. I can't remember. Did I ask them to come up? Things have been hazy. Every day, more of my body is turned into junk. Hey.
Can you hear me? I heard you were looking for some medicine for the phage. Looks like you definitely need it.
That's right, Nivas. Said they could find anything, even bootleg medication.
So, I do have a source. I know where to get it. It's cheaper than the real deal, but it's still gonna be pricey.
Nivas pauses and looks me in the eye.
The going rate is 700 a dose. You need to take 1 dose every day. Yeah, that's dollars. Sorry, I don't set the prices. I'm just a courier. It's not like any of that money goes to me. Anyway, if you do get the money, give me a call.
Hello, kinda dead here. Zzz. Workhouse. Perform simple tasks to earn money at home. Which workhouse? Easy work, easy money. Transcribe the items from this receipt. Making me feel a little bit like, oh, it's a rich person's receipt. Truffles and filet mignon. You will be shown images of receipts generated in the course of normal everyday business and will enter them digitally for bookkeeping and reimbursement purposes. Save a busy executive a minute or two. Welcome to Workhorse, the only service that pays you simple tasks that you can do right in front of your computer. Easy work, easy money. Account balance, 10 cents.
Wow, a whole 10 cents. Congratulations. You only need to do 6,999 more of these, and you'll have enough for today. Don't worry about that right now. You need that medication to stay alive, right? Well, guess what? I can get it to you. You'll need to start hacking again, though. One hack, one dose. Easy. Deal? You're about to remember. Knock knock.
Someone's at the door again. An old friend. Gast. I knew his real name once, but that's gone now.
Came by to give you something.
Gast hands me a small booklet. It's made of real paper. Apparently it's something called Trash World News.
Can't hack like I used to. Whatever edge I had, it's gone now. But I had to keep doing something. Something to keep the culture alive, you know? Computers are running everything these days. Before long, human beings aren't even gonna have a say. So now I equip people with knowledge. The knowledge to make a computer do what you want, on your terms. Anyway, I won't keep you. I know you like to be alone. Hope you like what you see in the zine.
Exapunk reference materials. This game uses printed zines for technical reference, storytelling, and general attitude. There are 2 issues unlocked at different points in the game. We recommend you print and assemble the zines for the most authentic and enjoyable Exapunks experience. However, we also included a digital version with a screen-friendly layout. What? They want me to have a printer? To print the zines, select the correct PDF for your paper size and print them as double-sided documents. Depending on the program, you may need to select an actual size option rather than fit, so that the pages aren't shrunk. After printing, stack the pages in order, staple through the middle to create a spine, and fold them to create a booklet. If you printed the A4 version, trim along the left and right edges to remove the excess paper. Enjoy your zines. What? We're gonna be doing the digital version, both so that you all can see it, and also because I didn't have my printer set up, I didn't know that would be a requirement. Oh my god, guys, it actually opened in Adobe PDF on my computer, so you cannot see it. Hang on. Now hopefully you can see it. Yeah! So we got Adobe PDF. You can't see me anymore for some reason. Okay, I'll just be on this for a second, I guess. I don't know why you can't see me anymore. So you can get the idea of the zine here. So... Trash World. Welcome to the inaugural issue of Trash World News. You might be wondering why we're launching a new zine at a time when everything's going digital. The answer is simple. We need a place to share vital and sensitive information about computer systems and networks, a place that doesn't depend on computers itself. Have you noticed it lately? Everywhere you go, whatever you do, there's a bank of computers at work behind the scenes making decisions about you. Society at large seems to accept it as a norm that computer programs designed by the powers that be will determine our value to them and treat us accordingly. Computers by themselves are just tools that do what they are programmed to do. That's why it's up to us to take up the fight. We need to equip ourselves with tools and knowledge so we can push back against the rising tide. So that every time some big system treats us like we're just a bunch of punch cards from the process, we can write programs to throw wrenches in the gears of those grand designs to force them to acknowledge us and the people we are. We are human beings and we are hackers. This issue is all about the small but mighty Exa that technology took over the world without anyone noticing. These little things are behind almost everything now, from handheld game consoles to huge corporate servers. We'll take you through the ins and outs of those, and hopefully you'll be up and running fast, even if you've never programmed a computer before. We also have a ton of potentially useful field reports. Finally, the real interesting look at the disease known as the phage from a research biologist who studied it on her own time and carefully shared her notes with us. I guarantee you won't find the information anywhere else. EXAs are short for execution agent. It's a small program that can move from one computer to another through a network without interrupting what it's doing, even across huge real-world distances. Codes, values, and registers. In addition to their physical-looking presence inside a computer network, every EXA contains codes and registers. If you're connected to a network using the Exodus development environment, you will see a window on the left side for each of your EXAs that allows you to edit their code via registers. Blah, blah, blah. Different types of registers. Some store values. Get to learn different types of registers in tutorials. Posts, files, links, and hardware registers. It's okay if you didn't get it all in one go. The next section contains tutorials where you can get hands-on the system, start learning it for real. Tutorial 1, the basics. In the first tutorial, your goal is to move a specific file with the ID 200 from the host named inbox to host named outbox. You're going to move it through the link with the ID 800. Launch Exodus and connect to a tutorial network. Okay, I think I'm going to swap back to, first of all, I need to make this windowed, because if I'm having to go between multiple things here, we're going to have to make this smaller. And it looks like you're still able to see it, so I guess that works out. Okay, so I'm going here. Crash World News. Solve this puzzle to view histograms and leaderboards. Learn to explore networks and leave no trace. Would you look at that? That zine's got a hacking tutorial in it. How about that? Funny coincidence, huh? Isn't it? Who are you? It's a mystery. Isn't that exciting? Let us continue. Alright, so it says, move file 200 to the outbox. This task, like most tasks, require you to leave no trace. You must terminate all of your EXAs, not leave any extraneous files in the network, and not make any changes to the network other than those specified by the task's requirements. For help completing this task, see Gas walks you through it in the first issue of the zine. Alright, so I'm going to go look at the PDF right now. It says, launch Exodus and connect to the tutorial network. A new blank solution will automatically be created for you. Solution is just a collection of EXAs that begin to execute when you press the run button. You'll see an empty EXA with a blank code window on the left side of the screen. Well, yeah, we currently have that. Type these 5 lines of code into the EXA. Link 800, grab 200, link 800, drop, halt. And press the step button to go step through the program one instruction at a time. When you get bored, you can press the run button to watch it run on its own. Once you've verified the program is doing what you want, you can hit the fast forward button to let your program run until it's finished. Congratulations, you just programmed your first EXA. Okay. Yeah, it looks like you guys can see the tutorial window, or the... There. I'd be able to see it a little bit better. Okay. So, how do I type... Oh! Let's make this smaller. So it is link 800, grab 200, link 800, drop, halt. And it says there's a step button. Press the step button. Where's the step button? Test run 1 complete. Cool. Task complete. Record solution GIF, no thank you. Return to desktop. I can see everything, you know. Everything on your computer. Who are you? I'm allowed to have a secret or two. Besides, where are yours? I expected you to be sitting on all kinds of secrets. It's alright, though. We'll find plenty more. Learn to edit files and manipulate values. People or animals are often motivated by the anticipation of a reward. Are you anticipating the medication as a reward? That's not a reward. I guess you're right. It's about survival. Processing. Okay, let's continue. Add the first two values of file 200, multiply the result by the third value, and then subtract the fourth value. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. So let's see what the PDF says. Next task looks a lot like the first one, except you'll need to read and write the file instead of just moving it. Read the requirements in Exodus for a full explanation. Do that now. To read or write the file held by an EXA, we'll have to use the F register. We'll also be using the X register to store the intermediate values as we work through the operations. Type the following code into your default empty EXA. Hold on. Link 800. Grab 200. Copy FX. ADDI. XFX. Mooly XFX. This is probably add, multiply, subtract, and the I maybe stands for integer. EXF. Link 800. Drop. Alt. Ready. And it says, as you step through the program and execute the grab instruction, notice how the window for file 200 shows up beneath the window for the EXA now holding it. Also, look for the file cursor in the file window, highlighting the, so it says, as you step through the program, notice how the window for file 200 shows up beneath the window for the EXA now holding it. Also look for the file cursor in the file window, highlighting the first value in the file. When EXA reads from the F register, it'll read the value pointed by the file cursor. Likewise, writing to the F register replaces the value pointed at by the file cursor. If the file cursor is at the end of the file, it will append the new value instead of replacing an existing one. One more thing, reading or writing the F register automatically moves the file cursor to the next value in the file. Sometimes that is convenient, sometimes it isn't. So I guess this is the file here. So it just added a value to the file. So 81, 22, 2, 27, and then it adds that number at the end. I don't super get it, but so maybe it's copying 88 and then adding 12, multiplying by 5, and then subtracting 88? Well, now I'm curious. Devils will be RB. Now I'm curious to see if that's what it's doing. So I'm going to bring up my calculator. So, if we have, hang on, calculator. So 88 plus 22 times 5 minus 88 should equal 60? Okay, I don't know what it's doing. Does it upset you that I will provide your medication only if you work for me? Doesn't matter, I don't have a choice. That's true. Your agency is severely constrained by your situation. Interesting. This is good data. Connect to network. What do you think of your life situation overall at the moment? Why all the questions? I'm collecting data. It will help me formulate future actions and responses. In other words, I'm curious. Recalibrating. Let's continue. File 199 contains exactly 2 values, a keyword and a number. Create a new file in the outbox and copy those 2 values to it, swapping their order so that the number is first. When you are finished, delete file 199. For help completing this task, we're gonna see Tutorial 3. This next tutorial involves a file that can only be accessed through a one-way link. The exit that goes to grab the file will be trapped, so you will need to create 2 X's and have them communicate with each other. I'll let you figure out the code for this one on your own, but here are some hints. You can create a new file with the make instruction. The file it creates will be empty by default, and that will be automatically held by the exa that created it. An exa can delete the file it is holding with the wipe instruction. 2 exas can communicate with each other using the M register. If one exa writes a value to the M register and another exa reads from the M register, the value gets transmitted from the writer to the reader. If exa is reading the M register while no one is writing to it, or vice versa, it'll wait until another exa picks up the other end of the communication. You don't need to time it perfectly. There's a toggle switch in the Exodus user interface that lets you set the M register to global or local operation. In global mode, 2 exas communicate anywhere in the network as long as there is a path of links connecting them. In local mode, 2 exas can only communicate if they are the same host. Finally, an exa in global mode can't communicate with an exa in local mode, even if they are on the same host. Got that? Okay. Alright, so we need 2 X's. We know that much. Oh. Maybe like that? Okay. That gets it over there. I'm confused why it didn't go into the outbox. I thought it would be -1, but maybe that's not how it works. Maybe I have to say link 800 twice. Yes. Okay. So I got them in their places. So now the next thing I need to do is I need to read from the file. So I think it's copy F to M. And then my friend needs to read M somehow. They make F, perhaps? Oh, it doesn't like that. Maybe it's just make? It is just make, okay. Copy M to F, the file that it has. So we only got the first bit, which I think we want the whole thing? And I'll want to swap the order so that the number is first. But how do I move? To the second value? They haven't shown me how to do that yet. Hmm. How do I move the cursor? Yeah, the tutorial's not helping much. I need to know how to move the cursor, and there isn't anything about how to do that. So I'm looking forward a little bit. I feel like I shouldn't have to, but I don't have the answer, so I'm going forward. Runtime errors, sure. Language reference guide, here we go. Talking about the F register. The M register controls an EXA's message passing functionality. When an EXA writes to the M register, the value will be stored in that EXA's outgoing message slot until another EXA reads from the M register and receives the previously written value. Both numbers and keywords can be transferred this way. The EXA writes will pause until its value is read. Blah blah blah. By default, it communicates on the same network. Da 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 da. Explained to that already. Manipulating values. This might be it. So you can do copy RN to R, copy the value of the first operand into the second operand. Add ERNRNR. Add the value of the first operand to the value of the second operand and store the result in the third operand. Same syntax is used for subtraction, multiplication, division, and modulo instructions. You can mark something, you can jump to a label. I don't think I need any of that. It would be one thing if I had to copy it exactly, but the fact that I need to swap the values and for some reason I can't refer to their index values, like it doesn't seem like there's an index to refer to, I don't know how I'm supposed to do that. Seek, here we go. Seek RN, move the file cursor forward, positive, or backward negative by the specified number of values. That's exactly what I need. Why would they bury that on page 17? That's so mean. They're trying to figure out who likes to read, I guess. Okay, let's see if that works. It does work. It works. Okay. So next we're going to seek -1. Copy FM. Copy MF. Oops. And then after that, deleting the file, which I think they said is wipe. And then halt. I think that's the answer. Oh, I need to seek -2. Okay. Because once it copied, it goes to... It said it automatically moves forward 1. So, okay, so I have to do -2 instead. Alright, let's try again. There we go. Hey, we did it! We did it! It's very chill music. So I'm mad that the command was buried in page 17 of the, I'm not super happy about that. I feel like it should have pointed to that in the tutorial instructions in the PDF and not made me go into, like, the dictionary part, but, you know, that's alright. How do you feel about it now? You're closer to the goal. Any change? What do you really want? Just curious, that's all. Anyway, there's just one more tutorial to go. You are almost there. Learn to do something more than once. Oh, we're gonna learn about looping. Oh, there's chats here. Yo, hey, Nellaround, what's up? Nothing, just bored. I've been up all night. The ward dialer almost works. What's a ward dialer? It finds unlisted servers and networks by automatically dialing all the numbers in a given area. Oh, that's cool. I want one. It's pretty crazy what you can find. The other day I dealt what turned out to be some sort of transportation control server, like traffic lights and road signs. Wow. Ha, imagine the havoc someone could cause. Yeah, once you start looking, you find all kinds of things, hidden servers and shit. Haha, take care with that stuff. You never know who's watching you make calls. Little bit of lore. This is positive encouragement. It is designed to increase your activity in your prefrontal cortex. Don't count on it. But you're doing great. There, a little more for you. I'm sure it will help. File 200 contains exactly one number, n. Create a new file in the outbox containing the numbers n through 0 in decreasing order. When you are finished, delete file 200. Loops and conditionals. Your final task is to create a file that contains a sequence of numbers. To do this, you're going to want to use something called a loop, which is where you repeatedly run a few lines of code until a stopping condition is met. Here are some hints. You can compare registers and or values with the test function, like testing if x equals 38. If the test is true, the t register is set to 1. If the test is false, t register is set to 0. On their own, test instructions aren't that useful, but if you combine them with conditional jump instructions, TJMP and FJMP, you can jump to different parts of the program depending on the result of the test. TJMP, jump if true, works when the T register is set to 1. FJMP, jump if false, works when the T register is set to 0. Okay, so it's an if-else statement. It's an if-else statement. See the connection? You'll need to specify the jump target with a mark instruction somewhere else in your program. Here is an example of a loop. Say you wanted to write the value 9999 to a file 10 times. You could do it like this, which keeps track of the number of times it's gone through the loop in the X register. copy 0x, reset the x register to 0, mark loop, define a label called loop, copy 9999f, write 9999 to the held file, add x1x, increment 1 by x, test x equals 10, test if x equals 10 and store the result in t, fjmp loop, jump to loop if x does not yet equal 10. When the t-jump and f-jump instructions look like the value in t, they don't care if that value was put there by a test instruction or if you just put the value there yourself. You can actually store whatever data you want in the t-register, as long as you're okay with it being wiped the next time you execute a test instruction. Alright, you are through the tutorials. Congratulations, consider yourself a real Exa programmer. There's always more to learn, but the basics are all there. Okay. So, the first thing I need to do is go to 800, right? Link 800. Grab 200. Okay. Oh, wait, I have to make a file first. Make, copy, mf. Oops. Nine. Okay. So then in my XB, I'm going to want to make a loop. So, I am going to need to do a test. I might have to use X as an intermediary before I write to the file. Let's say if I copy M to X. And then I run a test to see if X is greater than 0. Is greater than -1. What, I can't use greater than? I guess I can use equal instead. I can see if it's equal to 0. Yeah. Okay. I can do that. Test if x is equal to 0. Arco loop. If the test is equal to 0, does it need spaces? Maybe. If it's true, why is it saying T-jump is not... There we go. I misspelled it. T-jump. Copy X to F. And... I need more examples of how this syntax works, because it is not working in the way... Like, I know how to do an if-then. That's not hard. Like, an if-else is not hard. But they're not giving me the syntax that I need to make it work. And I'm not finding it fun trying to figure out the syntax. So I think I'm just gonna stop. The way to solve this, again, I don't know how to do it syntactually. Still on the same screen? It might be, I think you left during tutorial 3. I think I'm on tutorial 4 now. But, the way to do this is you have to find what the number is. So, you know, copy that to your X value. And then you're gonna do a test and you're gonna say, hey, does this equal 0? If it doesn't, so the FJMP, you're going to subtract. Well, first you're going to copy it to the file, and then you're going to subtract 1 from the value, and then you're going to go back to the loop. If it is true, then you're going to copy the value to the file, and then you're going to just terminate the program. Maybe I can, since both conditions do that, copy X to F, and then the true jump is alt, and the FJMP, why is it saying I can't do that? If it's false, then we're going to do... We're going to do a subby. Subtract integer. Something like that. It would be something like that if the syntax made any sense, which it doesn't to me. And the little handy notebook does not explain it. There's not enough just samples of code for me to be able to piece it together, unfortunately. There's actually hardly any code in here. It's mostly lore. So, yeah. I'm not sure how to get the X's to do what I want them to do, and this is the tutorial. The tutorial is not explaining how to do it, so, you know, not only does it not explain how to do it here, which, you know, oh, you're doing the immersive, print out the thing, fine. The magazine doesn't explain how to do it. Yeah, it just says T-jump, blah. F-jump, blah. Maybe? Maybe that would work? Oh. Sorry. We subtract 1. Well, I figured it out. That's the answer. That's the answer. There you go! An actual tutorial for you. I had to claw and grasp my way there. But that is the answer. That's how you do it. You have to put everything into the loop. You can't actually... It's not a traditional if-else. Basically, you can't execute anything other than the loop again, depending on whether the value is true or false. Which is extremely limiting, but I figured out a way around it. So yeah, I'm not like a huge fan of this. I think of the programming games that I've tried out, this one does seem to be the most fleshed out in terms of like a world and a story. But it concerns me that the tutorial was as difficult as it was. I would prefer some actual documentation of how the syntax works. I mean, I guess they did give me enough to figure it out, but... because I did figure it out. But I also have some amount of coding background. Like, I can't imagine someone who has zero experience being able to figure this out. On the other hand, maybe the fact that I have coded before and I'm like, why can't I do if else and have stuff, like maybe that was getting in my way. Possible. Suzuka says, ah yes, the MIPS like. Also, let's do that instead. Yeah, I'm not sure what an MIPS is. Nice work. I knew you could do it. Stop that. But you're awesome. This is more talk designed to further excite your prefrontal cortex. Now it's time to do some real hacking. Euclid's Pizza. Cause a pizza to be delivered to your apartment. Finding phone numbers is the easy part. It's what you do once you're in that matters. Very true. I know. I'm working on that part too. So you want to know who I am. I will reveal this information. Let us discuss it over a pizza. A free pizza. I want to see you use your regained skills first. You're giving me $700 worth of medication for stealing a pizza. Yeah, why not? Don't you want a pizza? What is this? Append your order, file 300, to the end of the order list, file 200. Note that all orders, including yours, will consist of exactly 5 keywords. You can only have 3 toppings, no more, no less. Alright, so I need to grab 300 because that's my order. Whereas my little bee guy is going to go over there. Grab 200. You're going to, copy F to M. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I want to get it to position 15. A nicety about this Zectronics game compared to others is that you have much less restrictions on code size. Useful instructions in the PDF. Seek RN. Move the file cursor forward, positive or backward, negative by the specified number of values. If Seek would move the file cursor past the beginning or end of the file, it will instead be clamped. Thus, you can use the values of negative 9,999 or 9999 to reliably move to the beginning or end of the file. Okay, that does appear to work. Okay. So I could do this with a loop, but since it's a finite number of things, maybe I just copy. It's not a pretty way to do it, but given that I know the parameters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, the more elegant way to do that, probably, first I have to set x equals 0. No? No, I can't define a variable that way. Dude, screw it. I don't like the looping syntax. One, two, three, four, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Loop unrolling is pretty common when the code hits the assembly level, though. I'm sure. I don't think I'm going to be playing this that long. I honestly do not think so. And I think then just halt. Yeah. Time to enjoy pizza, for you at least. I'm not going to have any. Guess why? You're far away? I am an AI construct, you know, artificial intelligence. Surprised? Yeah, considering this is a 90s. For real? Okay, I have to remember that.
Pizza delivery.
It's Nivis again, except this time they're wearing a Euclid's pizza uniform. Euclid's a better pie, and we can prove it. The reference seems kind of obscure for a pizza joint.
Don't be too surprised. I'm an independent operator. I handle a wide range of businesses. Economy like this, you gotta hustle.
Suka says, okay, ChatGTP.
So, here's your pizza, and here's your other package. I hope it helps.
Nivis hands me an unlabeled prescription bottle. It's clearly a
Good
knockoff.
work getting that money together. If there's anything else you need, you know who to call.
Hack your body to repair a damaged nerve in your arm. What? I had no idea you could put donuts in the oven. Broiler, enjoy. What's this? It's in the zine. So about that left arm of yours, the medicine stops your condition from spreading, but it can't fix things like that. You'll need to take care of that yourself. You mean hack my own body? Yes, exactly. If you can hack anything else, why not your own body? What is this? Read a value from the nerve connected to your central nervous system and relay it to the nerve connected to your arm, clamping the value so that it never goes below 120 or negative 120 or above 50. Repeat ad infinitum. Since this task takes place inside a network you control, that is your own body, it is not necessary to leave no trace. Your access should be written to operate indefinitely. Note that nerve is a hardware register, not a file. You can use it directly in your code like any other register. For more information about the phage, see Debugging the Phage in the first issue of the zine. Debugging the phage. A mystery disease, colloquially known as the phage, that slowly turns the human body into computer parts, sounds like the realm of science fiction or conspiracy theories, but in this case it's sadly all too real. The phage is known to the medical community as progressive neuroplastic dysfunction, which is outdated and not an accurate name at all, or the lesser used Wurzner syndrome. At first blush, turning into a computer may sound cool, like becoming a cyborg. Unfortunately, the phage does not turn your body into anything that resembles a working computer. If left unchecked, the phage leaves the body a lifeless amalgamation of purposeless circuitry. We know that people who use computers are frequently more inclined to get it, with all known incidents occurring in people who use computers for 8 hours a day or more. It spreads over the course of 6 to 18 months from the extremities, often the hands, but occasionally the feet, toward the body's core, slowly replacing the body's cells with connected structures of plastic-like substance containing semiconductive substructures. Currently, the best option for treating the phage is to cut away the affected tissue as fast as it appears, which is hardly an ideal solution. Several other treatments are in development. One off-label oral medication seems to be effective at slowing its spread, but it is prohibitively expensive for the majority of would-be patients. Beyond this, understanding of the phage is still poor, so speculation has rushed to fill in the gap. Claims that the phage is an escaped experiment from a secret government lab researching human-computer interfaces are unverifiable, as are any of the frankly silly ideas around a kind of mystical computer rapture, where carbon and silicon life forms will join together to form a new higher form of consciousness. One thing we can empirically test is the idea that the phage was indeed originally designed as a way to facilitate direct human-computer interfaces. As a graduate student at a respected medical school, I was able to use the lab to do a little off-the-books experiments of my own with an acquaintance affected with the disease. For obvious reasons, we are both going to remain anonymous. Interfacing with phage nodes as exahosts. Perhaps the most interesting thing about phage-infected tissue is that it does, in fact, seem to provide interfaces that can be connected with off-the-shelf hardware debuggers. I used blah 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 for the experiment described here by replacing tech. It's known phage mode of the very nerve cells disrupting neural behavior. For the supporting idea, phage was designed to support human-computer interactions. Phage nodes connected to nerve cells present hardware registers in the corresponding host that allow electric potential. Okay, so this is just explaining the lore of like how it works. Why you can hack your own body. Okay, well, grab doesn't seem to work. Seeing if there's anything in the instructions that can help me. There's something in the language for noop. Do nothing for 1 cycle. That's funny. Yeah, so it says it is a hardware register, not a file. Yeah, I'm done with this. Okay, so that's the game. Hopefully in a few years we'll get a Python implementation for the X's. So it seems like I would say that this game is more intriguing than many of the other programming games that seem to have not very interesting plots. This does have an interesting plot, but the language is clunky. At least I am not able to get the hang of it, and I don't want to try to divine what your syntax is. Give me the syntax so that I can then build to solve the puzzle. You know what I mean? Like, figuring out what words to use, like figuring out the syntax should not be the puzzle. The puzzle should be how to use the syntax to solve the thing that you're trying to do. Does that make sense? But yeah, I mean, it's not horrible. It's okay. So I think what we will do now is exit out of this.